Hello everybody, it's Vengeance, and welcome back to the Gaiden episode where I cover things that I haven't or skimmed over from the other tutorials. So, if you guys are interested in only a certain part, I'll leave some timestamps up here. I might not make them linkable because I'm lazy, my apologies. I might or I might not. But here are the timestamps. Skip ahead if you need help in any of these criterias. I don't know how many I'm going to put, so I can't be specific. But for now, let's start with an easy and simple one. Some of you said, hey, I can't compile because my Crowbar has problems when I try to compile. You need to make sure that first of all, you need to make sure you have Half-Life 2. And then when you put game for compile 4, it's going to start off at Alien Swarm. You don't want Alien Swarm. You can download it, I guess, but you don't want Alien Swarm. You want Half-Life 2. So then it will be located in the folder that I showed you. If not, you can also use, I believe they have Gary's mod here. They should have Gary's mod. Nope, they don't. The other versions do have Gary's mod, but these don't. What I use is Half-Life 2, Half-Life 2 Deathmatch, which I got for free, Left 4 Dead 2, which was free, or Source Filmmaker, which I also use. If you can't afford Half-Life 2 or Left 4 Dead 2, I mean, I don't know why you can't afford Half-Life. You kind of need it for Gmod, but that's besides the point. Just use Source Filmmaker or Team Fortress 2. It should compile to the bin folder, and then you just go to, when you finish compile, just go to, well, I can't compile anything right now. You go here, go to compiled model file. So it'll take you to those files, drag and drop them in your folder. Alright, so that's for the Crowbar. For now, we have to decompile. So before I start anything, first we go to the desktop. This is where I save my stuff. Let's go to Kasane Teto, because I'm going to use her as a reference. Captain Big Butt, Vocaloid, C-Arms. That's also one I'm going to talk about as well. How to make custom C-Arms for your character. For now, we want the model. We don't want the NPC. So let's decompile it. Now what we want to do, well, before we start off, is I only want to grab the headphones from this. This pack is the Gmod Tower pack, and all I want are the headphones. So I have to look for the headphones. That's a head crab. There we go, headphones. So delete everything that's unimportant because I won't be using any of this. Where is the end of the headphones? There is the end of the headphones. Let's, again, delete everything that's unnecessary, because you're just going to waste space on your computer. So delete everything that's unnecessary. Decompiler, browse, desktop, headphones, models, Gmod Tower, headphones, decompile, folder, and all subfolders. Decompiled, finished. Alright, so minimize that, or close it. And now here we have the headphones. Over here we have the model, right? The model that we want to mess with. I'm also going to mess with the textures and everything. So here's Kasane Teto. This is the player model. This is what we extracted. Here we have the physics, everything we need, the append, the hair. These are all extra stuff because she has body groups, which someone asked me about that earlier. And we're going to work with those body groups. Nope. As you can see here, where are they? Are they up here or are they down here? Down here, body groups. So in order to add a body group, you just have to copy and paste this. The $, body group, space, quotation marks, append, quotation marks, open parentheses, that's not a parentheses, I forgot what that's called. Studio Teto Pelvis Reference SMD, blank. Now I'll show you what that blank is. This blank is very important for a lot of reasons. But before we start off on working on any of this, first what we have to do is we have to work on the actual reference. So we need to work on the Teto append reference. Teto append. That one's interesting, but we need to work, I think we need to work on the reference. So what we want to do is, you want a file, open, desktop. Then we want to go Teto, or Teto, however you like to pronounce her name. Models, Captain Big Butt, Vocaloid, decompiled, and what we want the reference file. Now, I don't know which one it is, but this might just have the append itself and not the body. Yep, this just has the append itself without the body. So, I mean, we can work with this, but it's a little creepy. Let's delete that. Let's get the actual body in here. So I believe, not Miku Miku Dance. So I believe we need the append reference, if I'm not mistaken. There we go. Well, that's something. There's her body, so we can work with that. We're going to need her hair as well. Because this whole... Again with the Miku Miku, I apologize. Because this whole model is all separated, and there's a good reason for that. So let me just get the hair. You'll see that the bones will go crazy. That's because I imported bones with more bones. So the bones might go crazy. Like right now, you'll see some just drop to the ground if I don't remove these bones. So let me see if that does happen. If that does happen, don't worry about it. Just Control-C the bones, Control-V. That didn't seem to ruin the bones whatsoever. Can I delete this? Yes, I can. That's not really a factor. Whoops. I was working on that Oleg sign. I can't believe that's saved. That's interesting. Huh. Alright, so now what we want to do is we want to grab the headphones, right? So basically what we have to do is open up another Blender, because someone said, hey, how do I import something into Blender without it, messing up? So what I usually do is I go to File, Import. Well, I open up a new Blender, of course, then I go File, Import, go back, go to Desktop, go to the headphones, Models. I think we went, yeah, Reference. And here are the headphones, right? So Control-C, and you'll see Copy Selected, Objects to Buffer. I'm just going to minimize this just in case something doesn't go right. And we Control-V it here. So let's deselect everything by pressing A. And then we Control-V, so it should be down here. Another quick answer is someone said, hey, I couldn't join these two. I couldn't, I can't join them. There's nothing to join them with. I don't seem to be getting the error, but it should happen. There you go. No mesh data to join. That's because you have only the mesh clicked. What you want to do is you want to click the mesh, then shift right click the skeleton. Then you want to hit Control P and you want to hit armature deform. Don't ever use automatic weights. Someone used automatic weights, it ruined their model. Do not use automatic weights. Trust me. You want to go with armature deform, and that's what should fix your problem. This model is already mixed with this one, so it's not really a problem. The same goes for these two. If I want to join these two meshes, Control J, and these two meshes have been joined. Not the face, but the hair and the other two meshes. If I Control Z, these two should be unjoined. There you go. Nope, I still keep grabbing the head. Now I grab the skeleton. There we go. So now what we want to do is we want to attach the headphones, and the headphones come with a bone. What you want to do is you want to delete that bone. This bone is unnecessary. You're not going to need it, because if you leave that bone there, that bone actually has weight paint, and the headphones will be stuck like right in the center of her, because they're trying to go to her head, and then they're stuck also on the ground. So let's just get it somewhere where it looks okay, not great, just, normally, not too good, not too bad, just decent enough. Let's rotate it so we hit N, and let's rotate it on its x-axis this way. Make it look like a DJ of some sorts. We can also shrink it down if we need to. So the scale here, you can shrink things down. Shrink it down a little bit. The Z is what shrinks it. There we go. Some weird looking headphones. What if I... Oh, that's weird. There we go. That's a little too thin. Yeah, let's see the scale. The scale's fine. Her ears, if I know anime, they should be around like never, because they're always hidden. It's a little too high. I mean, I guess that seems about right? So that seems about right. Alright, so now what you need to do is you need to weight paint it. By the way, if you want to make this a body group, do not join the mesh whatsoever. Do not join it. What you want to do is you want to make sure you have the skeleton clicked. So it doesn't matter if you have anything else clicked as long as you have the skeleton. And you want to hit control. Whoops, skeleton's not clicked. Now the hair's being clicked. Stop it. There you go. Control P, armature deform. And why I keep saying armature deform is because it doesn't remove the weights that already exist on bones like these. So now this should be attached to the skeleton, but you're like, oh look, it's not moving. By the way, don't worry about this line. It's just showing you where the previous bone was, which is all the way down here. That's the previous bone. This bone is now non-existent. However, you're still afraid, you can once again delete it, even though it's still non-existent. I would suggest deleting it just to be safe. I always do. Anyways, that line is still going to be there, so don't worry about it. Now what we want to do is how to weight paint, because somebody said, hey, I was having problems. You want to click the skeleton, and when we're on the skeleton, because apparently the skeleton wasn't clicked, we want to go to pose mode, not edit mode. My apologies, I haven't used Blender in quite a while. Then we right-click the headphones, and we click... Oh, I'm having a brain fart. It's 5:14 in the morning. We shift-click the headphones, and then we click weight paint. So as you can see, it's already painted somewhere, but there's no bone clicked. It's showing the neck, but it's not the neck. Trust me, it's not the neck. So I'm just to be safe, I'm going to remove the existing weight it has. So all of this is gone. It should be gone. Nothing exists, right? Now I'm going to go to her head or her hair where everything is located. If you want to know what her head is, it should say down here. If you're like, hey, well, I can't see the other form of weight painting, or you're not supposed to see it, but you can always just shift and then right click and then shift right click back to the face, not the hair, and then just go to weight paint. So as you can see, her whole face is red. Now we need to do that for this. So we're locked onto the head bone. If you don't think you're locked on, go to the neck or any other bone and go back to the head. Now we just continue to weight paint. Let's raise the radius. There we go. It's all red. Now how to check to see if it is weight painted. Go to object mode. Make sure this is in object mode. Stay in pose mode. And use this and move the neck around. If I can grab it. There you go. As you can see, it's moving around with the head. It's creepily, but it's moving around with the head. If it moves with anything else, then that means that something's wrong. Or if it doesn't move at all, something's wrong. So there, we've connected this to the skeleton. So now what we can do is, usually what I do is, since I'm not going to do anything with this model, I'm not going to do anything, although maybe a quick mesh edit might work. So let's see. Let's say you don't want this ankle bracelet thing removed. You don't want it there. You go to edit mode, and you try to find each and every single vertex. Let's turn off the transparency since that was apparently clicked on. So basically we want to delete these vertices. So let's... Oh, by the way, I'm shift right clicking, because if you right click, it does this. So shift right click every single little black dot. Yes, you have to. I know it's annoying. But this model might not have any vertices in between, so I might just be able to do this. No, I won't, because she does have vertices in between. However, I can go inside her leg and manually unselect these. So we'll do that. Whoops. There's always a problem. It usually doesn't always connect. Or if you're working with with a bunch of vertices, you might actually hit a vertex in behind, but that's because the arrow, or I guess the tool doesn't pick it up very well. So then after you're done with these, you just want to hit the delete button and delete vertices. Now make sure there's no open holes. If you encounter an open hole, you can always control Z, usually what I do, and if there's just too much trouble, you can right click here, shift right click here, control I think it was control, so you want to hit control V. This is what I do, control V, and then you want to merge and at center, and it should merge at the center. This will look ugly. Like as of right now, this is completely broken, but this is not what I wanted. So if you think that's not right, then if it's not fully closed, just start grabbing the other vertices that are open Control V, merge at center, and there you go. It should be fixed. Although it will look weird, you'll fix something, because if you remove something from a player model, there might be a hole like this. Just get each vertices that are in the open and just merge them together. I don't have that problem, however, so I'm gonna leave it as is. Now I remove that ankle, so that's gonna be proof that I removed something from this model. Alright, so here's the changes we did so far. We removed the ankle bracelet and we added headphones. So now what we need to do is we need to export it. We didn't do anything to the face, so we're gonna delete that. We didn't do anything to this either. It's still weight painted. We're gonna delete that. You want to make sure that you don't join these meshes at all. You want to make sure they're separate meshes because you're gonna have to control them to the skeleton anyways. So now we make sure the skeleton is in object mode. We have it selected. File, extract, export, and then export it. Source engine, selected object, 2 files. I did not set my configurations. That's right. I am an idiot. So let's go set the configurations. I believe it's here. SMD. You want to make sure it's SMD. See headphones reference Teto. Yep, that's fine. Export path. Want to make sure it's to our desktop. Accept, file, export, source engine. And there you have it. They have been exported. Right, now here are our new folders. Correct? Let's call it Teto version 5 for whatever reason. TO. There you go. I can't type today. So we get the append reference. That's what we want. You remember you can rename all of these. So just to be safe, I will rename all of these. Give it a 5 in the front. Headphones reference. Give it a 5. And her append physics. Give it a 5. So now let's get her the QC, the VRD, and the VTA. There we go. Let's get everything else as well. So we need the reference, not the physics. Physics is not our problem. Pelvis, hair, and here we go. Everything else is here. Now make sure to replace these all with 5 or whatever your player model is named. So we can have less of a time. By the way, for those of you wondering, oh, hey, my skeleton already come... By the way, for those of you wondering, oh, hey, but my model already comes with a skeleton. Can't I just already use it in Gmod? No, because your skeleton was not made as a player model. For example, if I use the NPC, if I use this one, if I try to make it into a player model, it's going to be stuck at T-pose because it has none of the player model functions. It has not a single player model function. That's the problem with it. There are no player model functions at all. So you need to use one that already has player model functions. Because if you do the name change, it may work, but at the same time, you could screw yourself over. So let's edit this append. Captain Big Butt, Vocaloid, let's change the model name to 5. And we're not going to need any of this. This is the head, so make sure that's a 5. Make sure you renamed everything to 5. Mouth is fine. A few of these flexes we may have to get rid of because there's always problems with the flexes. Body, 5. Whoops, not 45. 5. Body group hair. 5. Stop it. 5. 5. Append. 5. And now we add a new body group because we just got the headphones. So body group. Append. Nope. We're going to call this headphones. And we're going to move this blank up top. You'll understand why later. So blank. Make sure to remove this spacing here. Let's copy and paste the headphone reference. So Control C. Control V. Mostly opaque. Everything else is fine. Now we're going to need to make our folder. So it's now going to want the materials. So let's make material materials, models, TO5. There you go. Materials, models, TO5. So now what you want to do on the QC file is remove all of these. You want to make sure it's exactly how it was typed. So it goes to materials. Here's a materials folder. It goes to models. Here's a models folder. And it goes to TO5. It goes to TO5. You want to leave this backslash here because it's going to go in that folder to search for all the materials, which we're going to have to move. These are all the wings, ragdoll reference, that's the append animation, that should still be the same. Yeah, no, that should still be the same. The animation shouldn't have changed. Make sure to bring that. I completely forgot about that. Act, ragdoll, die, proportions are fine. Female, yes, that's fine. And here we go. We have our model. So now what we need to do is actually make a folder for it. So model or models player, vengeance, TO5. Whoops, TO5. So we're going to move everything from there to here. So let's go in here. Boop. Click and drag. I know there's an easier way to do this. Cut and then paste, but rather just click and drag. Oh, almost. Whoa. Whoa. Almost try to trick me there, eh? You ain't going to trick me there? Vengeance and then TO5. There you go. Now, I'm going to make sure that I didn't rename this to 5 since it's still Deto append animations. So I'm going to make sure that I didn't rename the animations folder itself or else it's not going to find any animations. So let's... that's a physics file. Yep, animations are still the same. Alright, now what we need to do, which I completely forgot, is the C arms. So as you can see, we have arms right here. It's like, well, hey, how do I mess with the C arms? You know, I wanna have custom model hands. Well, go to Crowbar because apparently it didn't decompile the C arms. We go to Decompiler, Browse, Desktop. Let's go to our Teto models, Captain Big Butt, Vocaloid, C arms, append, decompile. Decompiled, finished. And we go here and we go to decompiled. Alright, so now let's open this up in a Blender. So, yep, A to select everything. And then you delete it since none of that is necessary. File, import, source engine, back, desktop, Teto, models, Captain Big Butt, Vocaloid, C arms, decompiled, and the reference. Oh, wait, that's not what I wanted. Wait, no, that was what I wanted. Okay. So as you can see here, these are the arms. These are the arms you're going to see in first person view. And what you can do, and is what I usually do, is if I'm working on a custom model, I get the C arms from Global Offense or from these models, and what I basically do is I just remove the mesh and add the arms here by cutting off the meshes from the arms. So this is how I would do it. So let's just import the body. So hopefully this gives us a body. I think that just gives us the append. Oh no, yeah, it gives us a body. So basically what I would do is first remove the bones since they're unnecessary. Highlight this, edit mode, Z, so I can see everything behind it, and just highlight accordingly to make sure I remove the back of it. Make sure to get just a little bit off here, and a little bit off here. Delete. And I know it's not perfect, you can make it much better, but here are the arms. Here are the arms that I will be working with the other bones. However, since the arms already exist, they're going to be down here. And you can rotate them accordingly. So you just, if you want to rotate them accordingly, you hit N, and you just start rotating the arms that you have ripped off from a model. If you're having problems with the rotation, what you can do is you can go to the edit mode, and because usually when you do rotate them, they're going to rotate like this, like both of the arms are going to rotate. That's because you have both selected. But what you can do is you can individually move them. So you edit it, you make sure you grab it, and then you press N again. That, or what some people do is they will actually separate it. So they would separate it by selection, and then it becomes its own mesh data. If I can, there you go. It becomes its own mesh data. So you can move this alone accordingly, so you don't have to worry about the other one, and the other one will move by itself as well. But that's not what we're doing. So as you can see here, that's how you make the first-person arms. Now, how to actually put the first-person arms into your player model? Well, that's all up to the Lua file. So let's close this, save changes, I guess. Go back here, get the arms because we're gonna need them. We don't need this. Let's go back here, Pt.1. There's our C arms. Back. Oh, there we go. Materials, and then new Lua. Whoops. Auto run. And then the Lua file itself. But again, what I usually do is I just grab my old one. So I go to the Vengeance one because I worked, a long time on mine. So mine's mostly finished. I still want to add more to it. So Lua, auto run, copy. Paste. I have in one of the folders how to make your own anyways. So Pt.5, edit with Notepad++. And here's the NPC, local category. I guess I'll place it under my name, local NPC. TO, where is the model located at? Here's a really good one. So the model itself is located in Models, Player, Vengeance, Pt.5. What is the model's name right here? The model's name? Well, we haven't really figured that out now, have we? So what we need to do is we need to compile it. So let's just call this TTT. Get all of this and compile it. Now let's compiler. Browse. You don't have to have. Oh, whoops. No, you don't have to have all the models information here. I just had it there as a placeholder. It's not supposed to be here. I had it there as a placeholder. So now what we do is we go to desktop. We go to the folder that we placed all the information in. We go to the append QC and we compile. There should be an error that comes up. That might be the blank. Yes. There is an error right here. Could not load file teto append.vta. That means that something's misspelled in the QC file because the VTA exists right here. And it tells you right here, the error is on 11. So, where's 11? Right here. 5. File. Save. And then recompile. Aborted. Rule for unknown flex. 215. There's an unknown flex. What could it be? It's probably that blank. Yep. Might be the blank one. 215. 215. There's no such thing as a corrector in its mind. So file, save, again, recompile. I'm kind of glad I'm getting these errors so I can show you how to fix them. There you go. It's getting the hair. It's getting the hair. Oh, it got everything. Let's make sure there is no errors. Well, while that does that, did it get the headphones? It should have. Yes, it did. It did get the headphones. If it didn't, there would have been an error saying, hey, I could not find the file. That, or there's a wrong with the flexes. These flexes always have problems, trust me. It's a pain. So while we're waiting on that, let's still mess with the Lua file. As you can see here, look, here are the C arms. Right here. This is a command for it. Player_manager.add valid hands, and then you can copy and paste what's up here. However, this needs to be exact. But before we do that, let's see if we can view it. Sometimes when you do view a model in the model viewer, it won't show up, or it'll show up as an error. But don't always trust it because it may work. Here, it's all broken, but that's because I messed with the physics file up here. So right now, it's all broken to hell. Like it's always broken, and as you can see on the tail, it's trying to run the, or it was doing it. Oh, there we go. It's trying to run the jiggle bone. So we go to our compiled model file, Pt.1. There it is. Let's move that into our actual folder, which is not located here. It's located here. So models, player, vengeance, Pt.1, and then it is called Decompiling. Now I'm going to copy and paste the name of this model file. So Pt.1 append, close this. Replace this to Pt.1 append, Pt.1 append, Pt.1 append. This is Pt.5, so Control C. Whoops. Control C. Let's make sure Pt.5. Control V. Control. Whoops. I'm really out of it right now. Control V. I'm making this video like on Sunday when it's supposed to be up really early in the morning. NPC. I don't trust that one. So Pt.5 to be safe. And what we're going to do, like I said, is we want to get the C-arm. So models, it's actually in models, player, vengeance. The weapons doesn't exist. It's called C_arms. And the arms are called Pt.append model. So Pt.append model. That's what they are, and that's where it should be. So all of this seems okay as far as I can tell, except for this. We gotta rename this, or else it'll have problems with my model. There we go. Make sure everything is fine. Nice and dandy. C-arms. Yep, everything seems to be fine. Alright, so now we file, save. But we're not done yet, boys and girls, because we have done nothing with the materials. So materials, models, Pt.5. Now we go to Teto. We grab every single material she has. So here are all the materials that we're going to use. And I'm actually going to texture edit these materials. You do the same with the headphones. So materials, models, and you have to find the headphones. Luckily, they should be easy to find because it's only 2 meshes. Yeah. Or it's 3 meshes. It's 3 textures. It's the location of it, where it searches for it, and the normal, and the VTF. So it's not located in Gmod Tower anymore. It's located in models Pt.5. So we need to replace this. The name can remain the same. The name actually has to rename the same. And then there we go, Pt.5. And file, save. And I'm going to have to do this to the rest of everything else. So wing, this doesn't exist anymore. Pt.5, file, save. Tie, again, this doesn't exist anymore. File, save. Text small. Save. Tech VTF. Here's the tech that you can edit. The lights. I'm actually gonna see. You know what? Before anything, let's change this first, so I can make multiple changes to both of the materials that we had, both of the models. My bad. Let's make sure this is changed. This is deleted because there's no append folder that exists beyond this. Base warp, it's also located here. Tech illumination, it's also located here. So let's open up our handy dandy of Photoshop. Let's actually get this VTF here. Hey, now that we have Photoshop open, we want to go to File, Open, Tech. So these are basically the lights on the body, right? I'm only going to change the red lights for now because I don't want to do that much of a texture edit. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to grab, let's just do this, get this, go back to here, and let's go to hue and saturation. Let's see what we can make them. Let's make them green if possible. A really annoying neon green. Sure, that works with me. Alright, now let's just start filling in the blanks by painting it. Again, this isn't neat. You could do so much better than what I'm doing right now. I'm gonna actually put right here it says 401. I'm gonna put an E. Hopefully that shows up within the model. It should, with a huge underline. Whoops. There you go. Let's continue. There's probably a much easier way to do this with the magic wand tool or whatever, but nah, I'm just, again, this is all fast for you guys because it is extremely late and I kind of want to go to bed. So there you go. Everything's all green. File, save as, VTF. No worries about the changes. You want to replace it? Yes. Don't worry about the changes. It should stay the same as you imported it in. So you should be 100% fine. Let it finish saving. There we go. Close it. No. We already saved it, so let's put it back in. We already changed the VMT of this. Yes, we did. Models T5. Skin, the actual skin. T05. This is literally the most, like, aside from the QC editing, this is just annoying, but you have to do it. So file save. You can also control S. I just file save to be 100% safe. Shadow VMT, the shadows. But there is a fun fact. If you're using models from other people, you don't have to do this if you're not going to texture edit them. But if you're going to texture edit them, you have to do this no matter what. Did I open up two shadows? I think I'll fix it just to be safe. Like I don't have to change the texture of the headphones because I already have the headphones, but I changed it anyways because I texture edited Kasane Teto even though she wasn't even in this model to begin with. I just added it on her head. But I'm still going to do it because I would prefer to be safe than sorry. So save. By the way, it doesn't matter if they're backslash or forward slashes. It's still gonna go to the same place because I think these are no, they're backslashes too, but some of them are like forward slashes and whatnot. So here's the hair. Yes, I know the video's been going on for quite a while, but I kind of want to make sure I cover everything that I can that I haven't before and questions that people have asked me. People have also asked me, or have told me, it's like, hey, I want to make a player model from scratch. You can totally do it. I just don't know how to do it myself. Just download a program like 3ds Max, or hell, you can even do it in Blender too and make your own model. And then just come back to my tutorial and see how you can import it into Gmod. That's what I was doing earlier when you saw the MMD. I was actually using MMD models and see if I can port it over to Gmod. It works. It's just that MMDs have no skeleton to work with. Neither do they have any sort of weight painting, so they take forever to weight paint, put the skeleton in the correct place where their body is not broken or crooked in any way or form. There we go. Everything has been changed. Our model is now finished. We have the Lua. We have the auto run. We should be good. So let's just copy and then go to our add-ons folder in Gmod. And look at all this stuff. Paste it. And now we open up Gmod. So see you guys there. Alrighty, and we are back. And aside from my Gmod extracting every single add-on, I have 2 of 21. I gotta delete all these add-ons, but I want to finish that animation before I start deleting all these add-ons. Well, that took a while. My PC just froze. Anyways, that's the end of the Gaiden episode. I should have gotten everything. I've got the decompile or compiler problem where it's saying, hey, I can't. It's giving me an error message saying I can't compile. Well, you don't own the game, or you need to change the game to Half-Life 2. The second one was mesh editing, which I showed. There was also adding a body group and a new thing entirely, removing from the mesh, which actually I should show. I completely forgot to show. So our model is here. As you can see in her, as you can see from her ankle, she's missing that ankle bracelet. Like, that's just missing because we removed it. Now let's see if I can attach the headphones to her head. Body group, and here we go. We added the headphones, so there you go. The headphones are fine. They work in a correct place. There's nothing wrong with them. You can add it because they are now a body group. So this is what she should look like, but I messed with the physics file again, as stated. So she looks broken. But as you can see, we did some texture editing, some mesh editing, and adding a entirely new player model, body part, prop, whatever you want to call it. You can add other player model body parts to this, to your own player model. That's basically what I did to create my model. Anyways, that's basically it for this. Again, I'm pretty sure I covered everything that has been questioned to me so far. If you need help with anything, please feel free to comment. Don't worry if you think you're taking my time. I'm sorry if I don't reply. YouTube doesn't notify me anymore that you guys are commenting. I get notifications, but for like 1 or 2 comments. After that, I stop getting notifications, and I have to check myself to see if anybody comment. And I usually do miss your comments, so I do apologize for that. Anyways, I hope you all enjoyed the Gaiden episode. I hope you all enjoyed the extras that I missed. And I will see you all later. By the way, thank you all so much for subscribing. I am up to 150 plus. Much appreciated. I appreciate you guys so much. Even though you only subscribe because of my tutorials and they helped you out, you don't really watch my content, you're still helping me out in some way or form. So thank you so much. I'm glad these tutorials have helped you, and I will hopefully find fixes to them being distorted and missing textures. As you can see from here, that's just me not doing the VMT well, but sometimes you do the VMT well and you don't, and the textures are still not there. So hopefully I find fixes to these, and I hope you all enjoyed. I'm sorry I'm slurring my words. It is now 6 in the morning. I really need to edit this, go to bed, upload it when I wake up. See you all later. Peace.